have seen the evolution of technology going forward. Right from dot-com era, where we saw that everybody was so apprehensive that the dot-com is going to burst or internet is going to take our jobs away and so forth. It has stayed forever, and now we are doing every possible business on internet, and that has become our common way of life. On the same token, my body of work, the research which I did, creating business agility around 10 years ago, and 5 major technologies I talked about: cloud, social, mobile, video, big data. Convergence of 5 major technologies is going to provide you competitive advantage. Agility word I defined way back then, and which is holding so true. That means agility to respond to change. If something is coming on our way, should we respond or should we embrace it to our advantage? The second body of work I did is predictable business. And that research indicated to me that AI and deep learning is going to provide us the cognitive intelligence. We are always going to run the machine. We are always going to embrace the technology, and we are going to be the superhumans to perform the task. So whatever I see the future, again 5 years from now, we are going to be there, and we are working together with all human beings. Machines are not going to replace us. Rather, we'll control the machines and we'll drive the machines. If you see the Tesla, I have seen the evolution of Tesla motors. Elon Musk comes from the technology, software person. What did he do? Did he build a car? Anybody guess? Answer is no. He built the machine learning based automotive to drive from point A to point B. So it's a smart example of the computer sitting underneath your car to take you from point A to point B. And that's what he reflected also in the SpaceX. All human beings sitting in front of the computers, bringing the rocket ship down and to land absolutely flawlessly. That's the manifestation of AI and machine learning I can give you in next 10 to 12 minutes. And only I'll request all the business leaders in the room today to take 4 key takeaways. Very simple message, but it will all have call to action to make. I'm here to make a positive change. While I was in Silicon Valley, Philippos trusted me from PwC to bring me here and to drive this innovative change in the business and industry landscape. So Cyprus as a whole, how can we create a positive economic change? 3 factors are influencing today: geopolitical, economic, and the technology. So let's dive into this. What is driving today AI as the core engine of world in motion? If I correlate with US, is $1 trillion economy created by AI. If you look at the cap valuation of any large companies such as Google, Meta, Nvidia, they are $1 trillion worth captive on the capitalized valuation of the company. And that is the economy created by AI for us. How many people are being hired by those people? How much investment is going by Google? And where are they investing? $15 billion is invested by Google in a remote city of India. I just came back last week from India. We're invited again by Confederation of Indian Industry. And Cyprus and Greece, we are handshaking to build the economic and trade practices between the 2 countries. Now that is the geopolitical shift happening with the help of technology. Don't you think that we should be able to bring that reinvention in this part of the world, in the Mediterranean? And somebody was asking me, Alak, how did you come to Cyprus from Silicon Valley? I said that there's an endless possibility I see always, whatever I do. If there is something which I can bring change here, and that is the catalyst, that is the motivation I have to be here today to bring that. So AI is in my genes, my nerve center. I live and breathe with AI technology, but I look at the positive part of it. If the HR leaders are sitting here, What AI is giving us the cognitive intelligence about the human behavior. We don't need to have the data. We don't have to have the facts and numbers. But if I tell you about the cognitive intelligence of the human, you are aided, supported, and then you can take a very right decision for your company. And I'll give you in all the references and business examples doing that. So reshaping business models, operating models, new gen workforce. Now Cleo was so articulative in terms of what is the next gen. Gen Z is looking like. They are living and breathing with ChatGPT, and you mentioned about Gemini 3.0, 3.5, and so many other tools. They are just tip of the iceberg, in my view. Business has not embraced it yet. I'm talking to Unilever, I'm talking to the Soul company, I'm talking to shipping company, and I'm talking to most of the CFO, CEO, and they're saying, Alak, it is so fascinating that AI can do so much, but how to start, where to start? And that's the big question we are here to solve. Because we'll contextualize the business, we'll contextualize the use cases, and then we'll show you the business value, what AI can do with your data sets. Not to do with the internet data set coming in from ChatGPT or Gemini or Anthropic Cloud. So all of those, I'm going to tease it apart for you to take away 4 messages. Number 1, I have mentioned, you cannot refuse to accept it is there to stay. That means time is now. We as a trusted advisor at PwC, we are your friends. We are your trusted advisor to be on your right hand side. So that we'll give you the best practices, we'll give you the best of the technology, unbiased with any vendor, unbiased with any technology. But what is right and what is not so right for you business decision makers to take action. Organizations that embed AI into strategy. AI is not the tool set which is coming ready-made. ChatGPT you have used, but it is not helping you in your business. If I want to ask my questions for my business, ChatGPT is not going to answer. So I have to build the model for your business which can help us to answer the right question based on the right context. And that's why I'm saying constantly we have to evolve in the journey of AI. And that is the top decision makers need to embrace change. You are not buying ERP, you are not buying any packages which can readily be implemented, but your commitment to make it work in a quarter on a quarter based on the phased approach, and we'll show you the value as we go along. Second of all, I said 4 key takeaways. AI is going to stay, and for positive business improvement. From data rich to insight rich. Look at the message which is coming out of this. Data is around us. ERP of the world, HR systems, supply chain, manufacturing. Limassol, I was told, is the hub of ship management and shipping. Cyprus is the hub of maritime, where India is looking at Cyprus as a destination. So all business leaders in the room, whether they are in the ship management, or they are into manufacturing, or they are into any business trade, retail and distribution, they have the data around them. And I'll contextualize each and every business process, how this data will give them insight, not by reports, not by dashboard, but by proactive, predictive, prescriptive, 3 keywords. When I give you prediction, that means I'm telling you what is going to happen tomorrow. And if I tell you do this, do that, that means I'm giving you prescriptive action. If you don't do that, disaster will happen. That is the recommendation, that we are giving you insight from your data set to take a very cognitive, very corrective action, and then owning data. You own the data, not anybody else. So you make meaningful insight out of the data. AI is going to help on this. Look at it in terms of laggards and leaders. I always fail to understand when the geography, the globe has become a small village. Why can't we be innovative like a small young person in the US creating the large company with this innovative thinking? It is just the ecosystem around which is helping that young youth millennial to build that company and creating the asset value of multi-billion. That's the startup ecosystem culture into that. This is where we are able to transcend into that. Then we are talking about third element, AI plus human intelligence. Now, where AI is in the cross-section of human intelligence. So I always define AI should be called augmented intelligence. Now, I'm a driver. I drive a Tesla car. But Tesla is not so intelligent. It's only taking me from point A to point B. But I'm navigating the whole journey. And Tesla is helping me to complete my journey seamlessly, flawlessly, without doing mundane tasks of accelerating, braking, and all that. And that is autopilot. Now, the same token, if I give you the AI agent or assistant, which runs your HR function on a day-to-day basis, you are not going to be replaced. You are going to be augmented with your intelligence and simplifying the task which has to be performed the way you want to do it. Now, trust is the currency of world in motion. Everybody is talking about trust. How can we win the trust? The trust comes from repeated performance. If I perform repeatedly, you trust that Alaki is genuine. He performs the way he talks about, living in practice. And that is where I'm talking about. Data tells us that this is what is going to happen and this is going to give you the delivered results. The trust builds. But first step has to be taken by you to trust what we are talking about as a trusted advisor so that you make a baby step, walk along the journey of AI implementation, any small use case. And call to action is, we are around you to give you the best of the world, best of the practices with a real case example. And that is what we're going to deliver. Stay in the loop. Humans will always be involved in the process of redefining the business processes. Fourth, last but not the least point, the key takeaway. And that is the message I'm saying, reinventing value chains, not the process. That means we are redefining the value chains. And emerging AI is shifting focus around action. System is going to empower you to take action and look at it, re-architecting end-to-end value chains. Give an example, shipping. Procure to pay. You're procuring, you're paying. What is the whole process involved? Focus is to have the supply coming in and make the payment. Hire to retire. You're hiring people, then you have to also look at the performance-based metrics and then retire at the time demands for it. Hire to retire, then sell to cash. You're selling something and then you receive money. How these other processes can be augmented with AI? We can do that very smartly on doing that. Now the twins, last I'm going to talk about, all of those are high AI impact opportunities. Demand planning, predictive maintenance, dynamic pricing, food waste analytics, and customer personalization. I'm going to leave these bullet points for you to contemplate because many people have been talking about it. I'm just reminding that fourth action is that we are going to contextualize with data around you. And guess what? As Cleo mentioned, that we have built the solution. We are not coming here just to talk about on the PowerPoint. Look at the framework, AI processing layer, data architecture and flow. I'll just leave for your thoughts. We are coming with very authentic, clear mandate to transform your business with a solution framework which we have built in the Silicon Valley. PwC is going to be working with you to make this happen. And in the shipping industry, the new technology I'm bringing in called digital twin, shipping ship structure. Look at the AI and machine learning, where it is going. If I create the complete digital frame of a ship, vessel, of that tonnage capacity, I have everything on my computer, what's the parts, what the labels, what kind of consumption, the usage is being done before the ship is docked onto our ports. Is it not very predictive that what parts on the main sea level is going to be creating some kind of issues? So when the ship gets here, automatically it's being planned and maintained. Now the digital twin with bundle AI component is going to be a revolution for shipping and maritime industry. I am available here to provide you all these use cases. Please engage. Call to action is to engage and not just look at the aspect of abstract. So critical message, how to really make value out of it. Thank you very much.